Welcome back. This is the update for Monday, the 1st of November. And there was 10 dividend payments for a total of 51 cents. It was mainly monthly paying stocks. 8 out of 10 were monthly paying stocks. They were all ordinary dividends. And a couple of changes. 2 of them paid a penny lower and 1 of them paid a penny higher, but the rest were either first time payments or unchanged since the previous. Yeah, 8 out of 10 were monthly payers, and I got an LTC payment which should be larger the next time that I get one because I invested an extra €10. And as well, interesting, the new Gladstone stock, Gladstone acquisition. Usually Gladstone pay on the same day, but no dividends from the new one. So they might not be paying one yet. Maybe not at all, but we'll see what the future holds. The best of the best to start the week. Devon Energy is still number 1. Vermilion Energy is number 2. Blackstone is number 3. Number 4 is Suncor Energy. Number 5, Innovative Industrial Properties. Number 6 is Novo Nordisk. Number 7, Croda International. Number 8 is Albemarle. Number 9 is Apollo Global Management. And number 10 is Ariel Bank. And the worst of the worst had some changes. The worst is still Adler Group. Number 2 is Zagona Communications, but there's still an order that hasn't gone through yet, €1.36. Number 3 is DLAKY, Deutsche Lufthansa. Number 4 is also Deutsche Lufthansa, but the ticker symbol is LHA. Number 5, Logitech International. Number 6 is Alstom. Number 7 is Rubis. Number 8 is Great Elm Group. Number 9, Pinnacle West Capital. And number 10 is Royal Mail. First dividend payer today was TC Energy. Ticker symbol is TRP. And it's about $54.50 per share. All of the stocks today paid an ordinary dividend, and all of the stocks are on US markets, but this company is based in Canada. It's an energy infrastructure company, and it's engaged in the development and operation of North American energy infrastructure, including natural gas and liquid pipelines, as well as power generation and natural gas, storage facilities. Its segments include Canadian natural gas pipelines, US natural gas pipelines, Mexico natural gas pipelines, liquid pipelines, and energy. And it has 3 business segments, which are natural gas pipelines, liquids pipelines, and energy. So it's in the oil well services and equipment industry of the energy sector. Its current dividend yield is about 5%, has a market cap of 52.91 billion. Its current PE ratio is 13.49, has a revenue of $10.49 billion, and earnings per share of about $4, pays a dividend 4 times a year, and this was an ordinary dividend of 59 cents per share, which is unchanged. Quarterly profit margin is about 32%, and annually is about 35.5%. Its quarterly debt to assets is 68%, and annually is about the same, closer to 69%. And its annual cash flow from operating is about $7 billion. From investing is negative $6 billion, and from financing is negative $800 million. The second dividend payer was Oxford Square Capital. Ticker symbol is OXSQ, and it's about $4.20 per share. It's in the miscellaneous financial services industry. Formerly known as TICC Capital Corporation, it's a closed-end, non-diversified management investment company, and its objective is to maximize its portfolio's total return. It focuses on seeking current income by investing primarily in corporate debt securities. Its debt investments may include syndicated loans and bilateral loans, and the company holds interests in structured finance investments, which include collateralized loan obligation investment vehicles that own debt securities. These collateralized loan obligation investments may also include warehouse facilities, which are financing structures intended to aggregate loans that may be used to form the basis of a CLO vehicle or a collateralized loan obligation vehicle. Its portfolio has investments in various industries such as structured finance, telecommunication services, business services, printing and publishing, financial intermediaries, TICC management, and TICC Management LLC is its investment advisor. Currently has a massive dividend yield of 16.6%. Pays a dividend every month, and this was an ordinary dividend of about 2.9 cents per share, so close to 3 cents per share. Current market cap $125.4 million. There's no PE ratio given. Has a current revenue of $62.65 million. It does have a negative earnings per share of 69 cents, unfortunately. So they are losing money. However, quarterly profit margin of about 250%, but over the last year is negative 52%. Its quarterly debt to assets, 40%. And annually is about 35.5%. And its annual cash flow from operating is $47.76 million, and from financing is negative $48.83 million. But there's nothing given for the investing figure. The third dividend payer was NLY Capital Management, ticker symbol NLY. It's about $8.50 per share at the moment. It's in the miscellaneous financial services industry, and it's a diversified capital manager with investment strategies across mortgage finance and corporate middle market lending. The company owns a portfolio of real estate related investments, which include mortgage pass-through certificates, collateralized mortgage obligations, credit risk transfer securities, and other securities. It operates in 4 investment groups. The NLY Agency Group invests in agency mortgage-backed securities, which are collateralized by residential mortgages. NLY Residential Credit Group invests primarily in non-agency residential mortgage assets within securitized product and whole loan markets. The NLY Commercial Real Estate Group, it originates and invests in commercial mortgage loans, securities, and other commercial real estate debt and equity investments. And the NLY Middle Market Lending Group provides financing to private equity-backed middle market businesses, which are focusing primarily on senior debt within select industries. Currently has a high dividend yield of 10.13%. Pays a dividend every quarter, and this was an ordinary payment of 18 cents per share, which is down 1 penny from the previous 19 cents per share. Current market cap $12.55 billion. There's no PE ratio given. Has a revenue of $367.7 million. Its earnings per share is negative at 73% or 73 cents in the red. Has a quarterly profit margin of about 168%, and annually is negative 242%. Its quarterly debt to assets is 83.5%, and annually is about 84%. And its annual cash flow from operating is $527, closer to $528 million. From investing is $40.35 billion, and from financing negative $41.49 billion. Next we have LTC Properties. Ticker symbol is LTC. It's about $33 per share at the moment. And it's a real estate investment trust, and it invests in senior housing and healthcare properties through sale leasebacks, mortgage financing, joint ventures, construction financing, and structured finance solutions, which include preferred equity, bridge, mezzanine, and unitranche lending. It invests in various properties, including skilled nursing centres, which provide restorative, rehabilitative, and nursing care. It also has assisted living facilities, which serves people who require assistance with activities of daily living, and independent living facilities, also known as retirement communities or senior apartments, which offer community and numerous levels of service, including laundry, housekeeping, dining options and meal plans, exercise and wellness programs, transportation, social, cultural, recreational activities, and others. And they also have memory care facilities, which offer specialised options for people with Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. LTC pays a dividend every month, and this one was an ordinary dividend of 16 cents per share. Its current market cap, $1.32 billion, has a PE ratio of 24.16, a revenue of $159.3 million, an earnings per share of $1.39, and a current dividend yield of 6.78%. Its quarterly profit margin is about 48%, and annually is about 60%. Its quarterly debt to assets, 46.7%, and annually is about 47.5%. And its annual cash flow from operating, $116.1 million. From investing is $43.93 million. And from financing is negative $156.5 million. The next dividend payers were the Gladstone collection, starting with Gladstone Capital. Ticker symbol is GLAD. It's $11.66 per share, and it's in the miscellaneous financial services industry. It's a closed-end, non-diversified management investment company. It operates as a business development company, or a BDC, and its objectives are to achieve and grow current income by investing in debt securities of established lower middle market businesses, which Gladstone Capital believes will provide stable earnings and cash flow to pay expenses, also to make principal and to make interest payments on its outstanding indebtedness, and to make distributions to stockholders that grow over time. It also wishes to provide its stockholders with long-term capital appreciation and the value of its assets by investing in equity securities of established businesses that it believes can grow over time to permit it to sell its equity investments for capital gains. It focuses on investing in lower middle market companies. Its current market cap is $403.7 million. There's no PE ratio given. Has a revenue of about $48 million. A slightly negative earnings per share of 6 cents per share. Current dividend yield is 6.63%. And this was an ordinary dividend of 5 cents per share, which it pays every month. Its quarterly profit margin is a nice 131%, and annually is negative 4%. Its quarterly debt to assets, 43%, and annually is 49%. And its annual cash flow from operating is negative $46 million. And from financing is $32.8 million, but there's no figure given for investing. The next Gladstone stock, Gladstone Commercial. Ticker symbol GOOD. And it's about $22 per share. It also pays a dividend every month, and this was an ordinary dividend of 10 cents per share, which is unchanged from the previous. So it's a real estate investment trust, and it's focused on acquiring, owning and managing primarily office and industrial properties. It conducts its activities, including the ownership of its properties, through Gladstone Commercial Limited Partnership. And its properties are located in various states of the US, such as Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Michigan, Minnesota, Colorado, and New Jersey. And the company's properties have tenants from various industries, such as telecommunications, healthcare, automobile, diversified or conglomerate services, food and beverages, tobacco, information technology, plastics and rubber containers, and personal and non-durable consumer products. Its current market cap, $874.9 million. There's no PE ratio given. Has a revenue of $133.15 million. Slightly negative earnings per share at 4 cents in the red, and a dividend yield of 6.81%. Its quarterly profit margin is about 6.5%, and annually is about 11%. Its quarterly debt to assets 65%, and annually is about 66%. And its annual cash flow from operating is $65.5 million. From investing is negative $100.26 million, and from financing is $39.35 million. Next is Gladstone Investment, ticker symbol GAIN. It's about $16 per share at the moment. It also pays a monthly dividend, and this was an ordinary payment of 6 cents per share, which is up 1 penny from the previous. So it's in the miscellaneous financial services industry, and it's an externally managed, closed-end, non-diversified management investment company. Its objective is to invest in debt securities of established businesses that will provide stable earnings and cash flow to pay expenses, to make principal, and to make interest payments on its indebtedness and make distributions to stockholders. I think this is very similar to Gladstone Capital. It provides its stockholders with long-term capital appreciation in the value of its assets by investing in equity securities, generally in combination with the aforementioned debt securities of businesses that it believes can grow over time, and it permits it to sell its equity investment for capital gains. Its investment sectors include chemicals, plastics, rubber, home and office furnishings, housewares, durable consumer products, and telecommunications. Its current market cap is $510 million, has a PE ratio of 12, a revenue of $68 million, an earnings per share of $1.28, and a dividend yield of 5.86%. Its quarterly profit margin is about 58%, and annually is about 62%. Its quarterly debt to assets is about 41%, and annually is the same. And its annual cash flow from operating is negative $29.7 million, and from financing is $28.07 million, but there's no figure given for investing. And the last Gladstone that paid today was Gladstone Land, ticker symbol LAND. It's about $23 per share at the moment. It also pays a monthly dividend, and this was an ordinary dividend of 3 cents per share, which is the same as the previous. So Gladstone Land is in the rental and leasing industry, and it's a real estate investment trust that's engaged in the business of owning and leasing farmland. It owns about 158 farms that's comprised of about 107,000 acres in 14 states. Its farms are located in regions where its tenants are able to grow fresh produce and annual row crops such as berries and vegetables, which are generally planted and harvested annually. It also owns farms growing permanent crops such as almonds, apples, figs, olives, and plenty more. It may also acquire property related to farming, such as cooling facilities, processing buildings, packaging facilities, and distribution centres. Its current market cap, $693.5 million. There's no PE ratio given. Revenue of $57 million. It has a negative earnings per share of 10 cents and a dividend yield of 2.45%. Its quarterly profit margin is negative 3%, and over the last year is about 8.5% in the green. Its quarterly debt to assets is 60%, and annually is about 64%. And its annual cash flow from operating is $25 million. From investing is negative $272.9 million, and from financing is $243.5 million. Second last, we have Global Water Resources. Ticker symbol GWRS, and it's $19 per share at the moment. It's in the water utilities industry. It's a water resource management company that owns, operates, and manages water, wastewater, and recycled water utilities located in communities, principally in the metropolitan Phoenix, Arizona. The company implements total water management, which is an integrated approach for managing the entire water cycle by owning and operating water, wastewater, and recycled water utilities within the same geographic area, and this maximizes the beneficial use of recycled water. So total water management includes additional water management programs such as remote metering infrastructure and other advanced technologies, as well as rate designs and incentives that result in conservation. Its current market cap, $420.3 million, has a PE ratio of 287, has a revenue of $38.63 million, and an earnings per share of 6 cents. The current dividend yield is about 1.5%, pays a dividend every month, and this was an ordinary dividend of 2 cents per share, which is the same as the previous. Its quarterly profit margin is 18%, and annually is about 3%. Its quarterly debt to assets is about 89%, and annually is about 88%, pretty much the same. And its annual cash flow from operating is $14.57 million. From investing is negative $9.44 million, and from financing is $7.09 million. And the last dividend payer today was Shaw Communications, ticker symbol SJR, and it's about $28.5 per share at the moment, and it's in the broadcasting and cable TV industry. So the stock is on the US market, but this company is based in Canada, and it's a diversified connectivity provider, and it operates through 3 divisions, which are consumer, wireless, and business. The wireless division, through Freedom Mobile, provides wireless voice and data services through its wireless network. The wireless division operates in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia, offering the alternative for mobile services to the 3 national wireless incumbent carriers. The company offers wireless services for voice and data communications through its wireless division. Its wireline consumer division connects consumers in their homes and on the go with broadband internet, Shaw Go Wireless Fidelity, or Wi-Fi, video, which includes Blue Curve TV, and traditional home phone services. The wireline business division provides business customers with a full suite of connectivity and managed services, which includes internet, data, Wi-Fi and phone, and this enables them to focus on building their business. So Shaw pays a dividend every month, and this was an ordinary payment of 6 cents per share, which is down 1 penny from the previous 7 cents per share. Its current market cap is 14.34 billion, has a PE ratio of 26, has a revenue of 4.37 billion, an earnings per share of $1.10, and a dividend yield of about 3.32%. Its quarterly profit margin is about 25.75%, and annually is about 12.72%. Its quarterly debt to assets is about 63%, and annually is about 61%. And its annual cash flow from operating is 1.92 billion, from investing is negative 1.15 billion, and from financing is negative $1.45 billion. And that's all for today. So unfortunately it was not enough to reinvest, but still not bad. About halfway to the usual daily, to the daily goal of €1. Because if I can get all of the companies to pay enough to reinvest every day, then this portfolio will start to propel itself. But I am going to start investing in the monthly payers specifically, because I was thinking that regarding a time period, the faster I can start receiving €1 per payment, the quicker the whole portfolio will start to grow. And if I focus on the monthly payers, it means that about 45 times a month I'll receive €1, which I can then immediately reinvest. But it takes like €200 per stock to get €1 per dividend payment, roughly. So it'll take a while. But that's all for today, and I hope that you found this useful.